Dating as a trans woman, or even just wanting to feel desired, can feel like walking into a room already braced for impact. Before anyone even speaks to us, we're already asking questions. Am I being seen, or am I being studied? Do they like me, or the idea of me? Would they still want me if I took off the heels, the lashes, the confidence I've worked so hard to develop? For so many of us, desire doesn't feel simple. It feels conditional, fragile, and temporary. And dysphoria has a way of showing up right when intimacy is supposed to feel good. Whispering doubts, tightening the chest, reminding us of every place we don't feel enough. So today, I want to talk honestly about dating, desire and dysphoria. Not from theory, but from lived experience. From moments that felt amazing and moments that didn't. If you've ever wondered whether love, attraction or intimacy could truly belong to you, this episode is for you. This is My Life in Heels. Hi my loves, and welcome back to My Life in Heels, where I talk openly about my life as a trans woman for other trans women and cross-dressers who are trying to figure it out in real time. Today's episode is about dating, desire and dysphoria, and how these three things can collide in ways that are beautiful, painful, confusing and deeply human. Let's start with something important. There is nothing wrong with wanting to be desired. So many of us were taught, either directly or indirectly, that wanting romance, sex or intimacy was shameful and dangerous. That our desire was something to hide or apologise for. And yet, desire is human. Like most of us, I started posting pictures online to try and get some feedback on how I looked and how I presented myself. I found it both flattering and confidence building when I got positive comments, and I realised that men found me desirable. Although it wasn't all plain sailing, I quickly realised that I could go from being absolutely gorgeous to just a bloke in a frock with one simple phrase: no thank you. For me, desire was affirming, but it also raised questions. Because once somebody wants you, dysphoria starts asking its own particular questions. Dysphoria doesn't wait for the right moment. It can show up over dinner, over a compliment, or the second somebody looks at you a little longer. Suddenly you're wondering, what exactly are they attracted to? What happens when the illusion breaks? Will they still want me tomorrow? I remember my very first visit to Leeds First Friday. LFF is a big trans event held the first Friday of every month in Leeds. I wasn't nervous and I couldn't wait to get out and about with all the other girls. I was comfortable with my outfit and I was wearing Chanel perfume, so I definitely smelled nice. Later in the evening I was at the bar ordering some drinks, and this younger nice looking guy came over to speak to me. He was a little tipsy but pleasant, but panic started to set in. Does he not realise? Why me? What does he want? Though I probably had an idea. I made it clear I wasn't interested, but it really freaked me out. He wasn't the problem. He was nice looking, he was pleasant, but the problem was in my head. This doesn't mean we're broken. It just means we're navigating intimacy in a world that hasn't always made room for us. This is one of the hardest lessons many of us learn. Not everyone who desires us is offering connection. Some people are curious, some are respectful, but some are chasing a fantasy that doesn't include our full humanity. I've learned to ask myself, do they ask about my life or just my body? Do they respect my boundaries or test them? Do they want me in public or just in private? We all need intimacy in our lives, and if we decide to hook up in private, that's fine, as long as it's our choice. Remember, your body is not a compromise. Your identity is not a kink, unless you decide it is. Let's be honest, dysphoria doesn't stop at the bedroom door. Sometimes it shows up when the clothes come off. Sometimes when the lights go on. Sometimes when somebody touches a part of you you're still trying to make peace with. So I want you to hear this clearly. You are allowed to set boundaries, even in the middle of intimacy. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to say, not like that, or not today. It helps if you set boundaries before a meet. Make sure you both want the same sort of experience. Tell them what you're looking for, but equally importantly, what you're not. Guys often say to me, I'd love to take you out for a meal, but the majority don't mean it. Guys like that, let's be honest, are like hen's teeth, and you're more likely to find them out at trans events. You may have to kiss a few frogs before you find your prince. You may find that some guys will give you the intimacy you want at home, but others will give you more of a social experience and take you out. If you find someone that does both, he's a keeper and you're very lucky. I had a 5-year relationship with a lovely guy who was happy to be seen out with me on the scene. But he was equally at home having a cosy night in. He would bring me little gifts like candles or wine, thoughtful little gestures which meant the world to me. Anyone who truly desires you will want you to feel safe and confident, not insecure. Here are some gentle truths. Firstly, the red flags. They avoid being seen with you. They rush intimacy and avoid emotional connection. They put their comfort over your safety. They make you feel like a secret. Now the green flags. They listen without defensiveness. They use your name and pronouns naturally. They check in with you. They don't make you feel hidden. Before we wrap up, I want to offer you a moment. Wherever you are, maybe walking, maybe in bed, maybe driving, ask yourself this. When I imagine being desired, do I feel excited or do I feel tense? And then ask, what kind of desire feels safe for me? What boundaries would help me relax into connection? What do I need from someone to feel seen, not just wanted? You don't have to answer all of that right now. Just noticing is enough. If dating has ever made you feel like you want to shrink, soften or disappear, pause. You're not asking for too much. You're just asking the wrong person. You deserve desire that feels grounding, attraction that feels mutual, connection that doesn't require you to betray yourself. Thank you for sharing this space with me. This has been My Life in Heels. So until next time, be gentle with your heart and keep loving yourself.